What's up, guys? It's Crash, and Tom Henderson has a source inside the internal capture event, and he just sent out a bunch of information and feedback that he got from Hazard Zone from his source. So I think the easiest way, rather than putting some gameplay up and putting a tweet or two on the screen, there's a bunch of information here. So I think the easiest way to get through it and get it to you guys is to go through it on the screen. We'll talk about it and react to it a little bit inside the context of the stuff we do know about Hazard Zone. So I think the easiest way is to just go through this stuff and talk about it a little bit. And then definitely, guys, please let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Overall, I cannot wait to get my hands on this game mode inside of Battlefield 2042 in just a couple days. I'm really excited to play it, and talking about this stuff gets me hyped, so I hope it does for you guys too. So let's look at this stuff he's talked about. He said it's a high intensity mode with some really cool moments that get the heart going. I love to hear that. The biggest drawbacks is the player economy is screwed. Didn't expect that to work. And you need to back out to the main menu to upgrade your setup after each match. I'm not too worried about that. There seems to always be like a menu or a screen you have to go to set up to go into a raid in a survival type game mode. Again, I will probably, you know, erroneously compare a lot of stuff to Tarkov, even though this game I don't think is going to be anywhere near Tarkov. That's just the most recent survival shooter that I've played in, and that's what I remember in my old brain. Apologies. So anyway, it seemed like you're going to have a bad time playing solo, or if you're just a not so good player. We know with no VoIP, no party chat, a solo player in a team-based game mode is likely going to have a hard time in Hazard Zone. I think they really need to work on getting VoIP and party chat into the game as soon as possible, especially for a game mode like this. Basically, you need to play several matches to upgrade your items, all of which can be lost if your team dies in just one game. Now, that is interesting. It also brings up a lot of questions, like if you die, but your team extracts, do you get to keep your stuff? Or, you know, does everyone on the team have to die and then you lose everything? Also, the way it sounds, I can't tell, and you guys can let me know what you think based on what we've heard. I can't tell if you get to keep your currency. He makes it sound like you start over from square one every time, and it sounds like you lose all your currency too. That doesn't make a lot of sense. I feel like you should at least be able to keep your currency and be rewarded for playing, but not sure. So if you don't know how Hazard Zone works, 4 players start with 0 credits. For killing bots players, you get credits, collect data, but to get money for the data drives, you have to escape from the map in one of 2 transport extraction points. So you do get some dark market currency for getting kills on bots and players. It sounds like if you die, you get to keep that. You only get the big money for the data drives if you extract. A little bit more detail on that down below here. If you're killed before you escape, you only get credits for killing the AI and players. Before you start a new match, you can buy weapons and accessories, but if you die, you lose everything. That sounds weird, like if you would lose all your currency as well. So you start collecting again, killing again. It seems very repetitive. Seems like the longer you live, the more high stakes there are, the more raids you extract from, if you will. You get more currency, you get more, we know we get those extraction streaks that you can get tactical upgrades for your team to take in with you to go again. But it almost seems like he makes it sound like you lose everything, like in your bank account for dark market currency as well. You start completely over like a hatchling and have to, that sounds kind of crazy. That adds a little bit more stake to it, for sure. I kind of anticipated, you know, you would die and lose the gun and the loadout you had, but you still get to keep your money so you can buy another loadout and go in. So that would be, that's very interesting to think about how that would play. I'm not sure how that would play out. Tom says the difficulty I'm finding with Hazard Zone is that casual players are going to get destroyed over and over again. Tarkov. Again, it can be a disadvantage at the start of each game. At least in a battle royale, all players are equal once they land. I don't know. That's the incentive. The incentive to keep playing and get better is that you'll have the advantage in this type of game mode. I'm not too concerned about that. The better players in the session already accumulated thousands of credits and said the economy needed adjusting because now they have nothing to do with credits. So it sounds like a microcosm of a Tarkov wipe later in a Tarkov wipe, like kind of where we are now in that game. A lot of people have millions of rubles and they really don't care if they lose because they have plenty of money. Now, in this game mode, if you lose all your money, that's a big question I have. If you lose all your money, then it might get pretty hairy if you build up a bunch of money and then lose it all if your team dies. Additionally, some of the worst players were vocal that there needs to be a loser's payout or something similar, because during the entire day they weren't able to buy a single weapon. Feels bad, man. Get good. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, maybe something like that, so at least players can have something. You need to have something. Again, I guess a lot of people are saying it's exactly like Tarkov. Yes, but I'm reporting what's said during the session. These are not takes of mine. It's literally what was talked about during the session. So that's pretty interesting. And then in another tweet, he said it was also reported that people with faster PCs were able to load into the matches more quickly, essentially giving them a head start in being able to loot, kill AI, and prepare to kill enemy players. And that's a little bit troubling. It really depends on if it's a few seconds, it might not be a big deal. But if you have the game on a slower spinning disk hard drive and people with SSDs load in like, you know, a minute or two faster than you and know where the spawns are on the maps, on the smaller sized maps that we're going to be playing on, the maps, as we know from a loadout article a developer said, are going to be smaller versions of the big map. So there'll be a restricted play area on the 7 all-out warfare maps. And if people learn where the spawns are and can kill you when you spawn in, that would be a definite deal breaker. So hopefully coming soon after launch or something like that, they would have a deal where everyone queues up. Once everybody's loaded in, the match then starts. That would be the best way to play that, so no one really has an advantage as far as, you know, if you have a hard drive that's faster than someone else's, you get a game advantage. That's not a good thing, in my opinion. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I had for today. I just wanted to go through those with you because it's some great discussion. It answers a few questions, but then again, it also brings up some more questions that we get to talk about. But anyway, guys, in this lead up to launch, I just enjoy these conversations. That's why I make these videos. I want to hear from you guys in the comments below about what you think. But overall, I cannot wait to get my hands on this mode. It actually might be the first mode I drop into just to see what it's all about, because there's so many questions about it on Thursday night / really early Friday morning for me when the game launches. But yeah, anyway, guys, let me know what you think of all this stuff, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you.